Somewhere in Indonesia, a student dreams of studying hospitality in Mexico. In France, someone is searching for a computer science program in Helsinki. They don't know Keystone exists yet, but they will. In today's global education market, connecting students with schools isn't just about building websites. It's about building trust in 46 languages, across dozens of cultures, for millions of students dreaming big.
Hi, my name is Shadman. I am a senior product manager at Keystone Education Group, and one of my biggest responsibilities and roles is to look after the search and discovery experience for our international sites. Keystone Education Group is an education marketplace, to put it simply. The core problem that Keystone Education Group is trying to solve for the students is to find their best possible match in terms of their education, specifically speaking, higher education. The moment we graduate from our school, the biggest responsibility for us is to get the best possible education that we can dream for. And our goal is to help you find your next best dream location for you to study. Be it a school, be it a new country, be it anywhere else, and anything that you like. Be it your education, be it your different location, be it a different institution, whatever, our goal is to make your dream come true.
But what happens when your dream grows too fast? When your mission spreads across dozens of countries, hundreds of universities, and thousands of programs in 46 different languages? What happens is cracks appear. Not in the vision, but in the execution. Because quality doesn't scale by itself. And that's exactly where Keystone hit a wall.
Before QAwerk, our quality assurance was mostly driven internally, meaning we ourselves, our product managers, our developers, our designers, and also our sales and customer service team members were basically doing the manual testing themselves. And very soon we started realizing the fact that this is not a very scalable solution, as we can imagine, and that's where QAwerk came into being. The key challenges that we were facing as we were growing with newer contents and newer updates and scaling up our businesses in general was the large number of languages that we were providing. We offer over 40 plus different languages, 46 to be more precise, and which means that for us, testing a single journey basically needed to be done 46 different times. And 46 different languages. So we needed 46 different nationalities from that perspective. So naturally, that was not a very scalable situation or a solution as well. Hence, QAwerk.
Keystone needed a partner. Not someone to check boxes, but someone who sees the bigger picture, who understands how digital platforms behave across markets, languages, and cultures. They needed a team that speaks the language of quality fluently, who can scale with them, think with them, grow with them. That team is QAwerk, a company that treats quality not as a phase, but as a process. Not as an afterthought, but as a foundation. Behind QAwerk is a team built around one clear principle: quality drives growth. They're not just testers. They're the people who catch what others miss quietly, carefully, and relentlessly. The ones who turn complexity into confidence and bugs into trust. This is the QAwerk team. At the heart of QAwerk is Konst Klagen, a founder who spent over a decade helping digital products grow without losing their edge. He knows the weight of one missed bug and the power of getting it right the first time. Let's hear how he and his team took on the Keystone Challenge.
When Keystone reached out to us, their request was very clear. They wanted to understand what kind of issues real users might face when navigating their websites. We weren't asked to test a prototype. Keystone invited us to take a deep look at 8 live domains with real traffic, real students, and real consequences if something went wrong. Our mission was to find every weak spot that could interrupt a student's journey. Whether it's a broken link, on a law degree page, a missing translation in the healthcare section, or a slow loading button on an MBA application form. But testing at this scale isn't just about checking functionality. It's about maintaining trust across thousands of pages in over 40 languages. We knew this wasn't just a content issue. It was a localization challenge, a UX challenge, and a performance challenge, all at once. So we built a process. Our team checked every vertical: bachelor, master, MBA, PhD, law, healthcare, online and short courses, ensuring each language version wasn't just translated, but actually usable and consistent. A button that disappears in Hungarian, a search filter that fails in Japanese, a layout that breaks in Arabic. We found them and helped make sure students never had to.
We chose QAwerk over other vendors, first of all, as the Gen Z say, because they passed the vibe check. So I would rather say in this scenario that we had a long list of demands. We wanted someone capable of understanding different localization. We wanted someone who had thorough experience in end-to-end testing. We wanted someone being able to understand the marketplace business model as well. And QAwerk, in pretty much all aspects, have been able to check all the boxes with flying colors.
When we started working with Keystone, our first step was exploratory testing. We needed to get a clear picture of how the website behaved in real life, where the friction points were, what bug could actually disrupt the student experience. It wasn't just about finding random issues. We were looking for patterns, recurrent problems that might seem small but could cause trust or conversions.
As we went deeper, we started building structured checklists. That helped us organize the testing process across different domains and platforms, so we could make sure nothing slipped through the cracks.
QAwerk's communication and reporting has always been extremely transparent, and I would say that their version of communication is over-communication is under-communication, which is a great thing in at least our context, I would say. So what has significantly helped us is the monthly reports, where we get an overview of how many hours and which are the areas where we are looking into. And also we have an impromptu communication channel with them, where all us, people like us, like the product managers and the developers, are all connected through Slack, and we are constantly communicating with the QA personnel on the other end in real time. And that has significantly helped us ship our products way more faster.
Over time, we refined our approach together with the Keystone team. We mapped out the most critical user journeys, like searching for programs, reading course details, applying, and built test cases around them. This way, we focused our energy on what matters most, the things that directly affect Keystone's brand and business. We also worked closely with them to define the right testing stack for their case. For a platform this complex, just running basic tests wasn't enough. So we put in place regular cycles that cover functional testing, UI/UX validation, compatibility checks across devices and browsers, and deep localization testing in over 40 languages. This mix of methods helped us keep the sites fast, clean, and student-friendly, no matter the market or the language.
When it comes to testing strategies and methods from QAwerk, one of the things that has significantly helped us is the thorough end-to-end testing, because on our end, we do the functional testings, do the integration testings, but the end-to-end testing is something where we really need fresh pair of eyes, and that's exactly where QAwerk shines.
Let's say a student is looking for a master program in Germany in English starting next fall. They apply those filters and we check if the result makes sense. Run matches, empty result, we'll catch that. Forms are another big one. Contact forms, application forms, we make sure they actually send. And they don't send if you leave everything blank, because no one should be able to apply to a grad school by just hitting submit button on empty form, right? We also click through all the buttons and links. Yeah, all of them. A broken apply button is more than a bug, it's a missed opportunity. In the end, our job is make sure nothing breaks the flow. No dead ends, no weird glitches, just a smooth ride from point A to congratulations, your form has been submitted.
We look at everything from the user's perspective, not as developers, not as testers, but as someone trying to find a degree fast. Sometimes people think UI bugs aren't that serious, like, oh, the text overlaps a little, or the button is half off screen. But here is the thing. If a student can't see the tuition fee because it's hidden behind the banner, that's not a small issue. That's lost clarity, maybe even a lost application. So we test like a real user would, scrolling, clicking, resizing, switching tabs, making sure nothing stands in the way, visually or functionally. Because good design isn't just about looking nice, it's about guiding people without confusion. Compatibility testing sounds technical, but really it's simple. We check if the website looks and works the same way for everyone, no matter what device or browser they use. Keystone's audience is global. Some students apply from a laptop in Germany using Chrome. Others might browse programs from their phone on a train in India, using Safari on iOS or Chrome on Android. Our job is to make sure they all get the same smooth experience. So we tested Keystone websites on major desktop browsers, Chrome, Edge, Firefox, to catch layout issues or features that behave differently. And mobile, we don't rely on emulators. We use real devices, real iPhones, real Androids, because that's where the truth is. If a button disappears on a certain screen size or a menu glitches on a specific device, we will find it, because no student should miss out just because they are using their own phone.
Localization testing. That's where things get tricky. Keystone supports over 40 languages. That's a huge amount of content. And when a lot of it is translated by machine, errors are bound to happen. We've seen it all. Courses title that make no sense in Dutch, call to action in Polish that got translated as a question, or a button in Korean that just disappeared. So instead of going through every page by hand, we built a tool, a custom script. It automatically scanned every single page across every vertical, bachelor, master, MBA, and so on, and collect translation issues into a neat Excel file. We still launch it manually, but the whole thing is reusable. No need to recheck the same content again and again. It saves our team a ton of time and gives Keystone a clear vision of where things needs to be improved. Because when you are building trust with students worldwide, their language has to feel natural. Not just correct, but human.
The best part about working with QAwerk and the QA team in general, honestly, are the people. They are one of the most talented, amazing young individuals that I have come across, and what they do day to day, day in, day out only makes us better. And for that, I am definitely ever so grateful to them. When it comes to feedback, the number says it all, honestly speaking. As we started seeing fewer bugs, as we started seeing smoother processes, we could really started having fun conversations with our university partners, and we also saw a good, healthy, organic traffic on our sites as well. And that definitely made all our cross-functional team members super happy as well. So in a way, it has been life-changing. QAwerk has helped us refine one of the most critical journey for a student, which is the search and discovery experience. For someone who is sitting in front of the computer and going on Google and deciding, I would like to get a bachelor's degree. Let me see what are my options. And when they are able to see the search results on Google on something in their own language, that naturally draws them towards that particular website. That has been our strategy, and QAwerk has been able to help us refine that journey end to end.
They didn't just fix issues. They changed the way Keystone shipped products. They changed the confidence behind every release. And more importantly, they changed the numbers. Because when quality becomes a process, results follow.
One of the biggest impact that we have actually seen over here is we're all familiar with those Google Translate memes, right? Where we see people making fun that Google translates in a very wrong way. That is one of the biggest challenges with machine automation or machine translation, which lacks a lot of context, which lacks a lot of different variabilities. And also there are issues like a certain word, probably in Chinese character is this much, but in, let's say, Finnish, it's going to be this much. In Hungarian, it's going to be this much. So these are all, let's say, little nuances that we had to sort of constantly look for. And by the introduction of QAwerk, we were able to quickly spot those areas. As we started repeatedly facing those areas, we started repeatedly considering them when it comes to new feature development, new product development. And as a result of that, we saw a tremendous growth in our organic traffic.
We found a lot of issues in UI and localization. That's expected when you support 40+ languages. But we also catch plenty of functional bugs, and some of them are, well, very real. For example, one time a user tried to delete a contact. What happened instead? It kept duplicating. Click once to contact. Click again, now there are 3. It's like the contact wouldn't die, it multiplied. Oh, here's another. There were filtered and sorted by buttons on the program listing page. You'd think clicking them would do something, right? Nothing. Totally unresponsive. It's like pressing the elevator button and the doors never open. And in some countries like Poland, we notice mismatched numbers. The website would say 150 schools found, but only 90 were listed. That's not just a math bug. That's misleading for students trying to make serious decisions. Those are the kind of things that break trust. And they're exactly the kind of things we are here to catch before the user ever sees them.
When it comes to being a little bit hesitant, working with an external partner, yes, of course, it begins with a lot of skepticism, to be really honest. And we had our own set of assumptions as well. But I would rather say that as we started sort of working with QAwerk more and more, right now we don't even think about them being an external partner. They have become part of our family. And in fact, I would say we look towards them for counsel. We look at it as they are the third eye that helps us be better to ourselves. When it comes to QAwerk catching something just in time before the release, one immediate thing that pops up into my head is one of the most recent finds. We are about to make a huge change in our URL structures. And right before the release, we wanted QAwerk to actually come in to our staging environment and test the overall experience. And the issues that they had been able to identify, honestly speaking, we wouldn't have been able to do so. And that was, I would say, it saved my job. So thank you, QAwerk.
Back in March 2021, Keystone was managing a sprawling group of websites, but without enough internal resources to test them consistently. Fast forward to now, and it's a different story. Together with QAwerk, they rebuilt the experience from the inside out. No more broken flows, no more lag, no more missed conversions. What began as a stopgap turned into a strategy.
My recommendation about QAwerk would be to anyone and everyone out there who is looking to make themselves better by challenging themselves. Working with them is definitely not going to be easy. You know why? Because they will challenge you. They will challenge you to be better. And trust me, that is only going to be good for you.
Working with Keystone has never been just another project for us. It's a chance to make a real difference, not in code, but in people's lives. Because behind every test case, there is a student looking for their future. And behind every fixed bug, a moment of clarity that makes their choice easier. We are proud to be part of that. And as Keystone keeps growing, we'll keep doing what we do best, making sure that every click, every page, every step of the journey feels effortless. Because when the mission matters, quality is not optional. It's a promise.
In a global digital landscape, quality is no longer a final step. It's the foundation. It's what turns releases into relationships and users into believers. For Keystone, QA wasn't just about testing. It was about building confidence, shipping faster, scaling smarter, growing stronger. If you're ready to treat quality as a strategy, not a checklist, QAwerk is ready to stand with you. Let's build something exceptional. Together,